When we were asked to speak today, it gave me the opportunity to think back at the last 4 years I've been at this school. And it didn't take long for me to realize that there's something truly different about Molloy College. When I stepped onto campus as a freshman, I immediately noticed that all the constituents wanted to invest in our success. And it's not just the faculty and the administration, but also the students too. Everyone is here to help each other out. And I'll give you an example. I was taking Mandarin my freshman year, and I needed a tutor. So I go up to a random student in the info comments, and I ask, "Is there a tutoring service here?" She responds, "Yes, it's in Casey." And I kindly asked her to point me in the right direction. And to my dismay, she started packing up all her things. She puts on her backpack, and together we walk across campus and into the basement of the Casey building. And as we're approaching the tutoring center, I said, "Oh, what class do you have at this time? It's a weird time to have a class." She said, "Oh, I just want to make sure you got here in one piece." I was shocked when she did that. I couldn't believe that someone that I didn't even know went out of their way to make sure that I was having a successful and fun experience here. And I think that we almost take those kinds of things happen so often that we almost take it for granted. Every single day, Molloy students are going out of their ways to help each other out. And that is because of the 4 pillars that we're founded on. So Dean, Catherine, Melissa, Ann, and Brian all emulate the qualities of what it means to be a Molloy student. A strong work ethic, a sense of service, always giving back to others, leadership qualities, and that is all of a result of the mission statement that Molloy provides. So today, we're going to give you an inside look on how we incorporate the mission inside and outside the classroom, and some of the service-based activities we've been up to, some of the events we've been putting on campus, and some of the academic things that we've been working on. So before we dive in, I just want to briefly reintroduce myself. My name is David. I have a double major in management and marketing and a minor in computer information systems, and I'm a Molloy student body president. So I get Thank you. So I get a bird's eye view on all of the activities that are happening on campus. As you know, we have 17 NCAA athletic teams. We have over 50 clubs on campus, ranging from academic-based to cultural clubs. We have community service-based clubs, and of course, academic clubs, all enriching the campus life here at Molloy. And in addition to, if we can collaborate between the athletics, the clubs, and student government, we put on well over 100 events per semester. Over the last 4 years, Molloy has really been put on the map in terms of campus life. The events that we've been putting on, neighboring schools are taking note. And I must say that this year alone, the incoming freshman class is outstanding. Our engagement rates for all of our events have almost doubled. People are staying on campus longer. That's why you might have struggled finding a parking spot. But they're here all day long. They want to get involved. They're joining clubs. They're staying on campus longer, and they're having a great time, all whilst following the 4 pillars of Molloy College. So we have some students here. I'm going to pass it off to Dean, who's going to talk to you a little bit about his service activities.
Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dean Gall. I am a senior here at Molloy College, majoring in business management with a pursuit in marketing for my MBA. I'm currently the men's track and field captain, and with that, I am their student athlete advisory committee representative. And really, being a student athlete here has given me many opportunities to engage the community that we're a part of. So first, I'd actually like to talk about a project that the athletic department participated in last year. It was called Project Team Up to Clean Up. About 2 to 3 athletes from each sport went to the Kennedy Park facility in Hempstead, and we actually were able to help them with their vegetation. We actually weeded out and uprooted all the dead decaying plants and put in new ones for aesthetics, and we actually painted their benches over, giving them a new coat of paint. And this was actually particularly special to me because when I was younger, I used to attend Kennedy Park's day camp, and my uncle is actually the recreational supervisor there, so being able to give back to him as well as the facilities that I was a part of younger was very fulfilling. Next, I'd like to talk about the annual gala that was hosted here last year. Melissa, David, and I were all privileged to meet some of the people that make Molloy the great school it is today, and we were actually able to raise money for future students in regards to scholarship money. And in doing so, you can see the sustainability aspect of our community. by our actions in the past, we're actually able to help ensure the academic success of those who will take our place on campus later to come. And finally, my favorite event that the athletic department holds every year is the Night Out on the Lion. For 4 years now, the athletic department has hosted an event where children ages 4 to 10 come to the school and really just hang out with the athletes around Christmas time. We help them with games, arts, and crafts, and we just really like to engage them in what they do. And I call this my favorite event because the first year I volunteered, which was 2 years ago, I was a group leader for a group of about 5 to 6 kids. And towards the end of the night, we were all just coloring, just sitting around, unwinding, because I know how unruly children can be sometimes, especially spending 2 hours with them. And one of my children that I was watching over stopped coloring, looked up to me and said, "I wish you were my dad." And at that point, my heart really never melted, but at that point, she just had it. She had it. So at that point, I really kind of exhibited how much of an impact student athletes can have, and really just human beings in general, the amount of impact we can have on the community that we're a part of, and especially the children. So now I'd like to hand it over to Catherine, who will continue discussing our service.
Thank you, Dean. Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Black. I'm currently a childhood and special education major here at Molloy. I'm also one of the 5 junior class presidents on Molloy Student Government, and I am the Education Club president, as well as a student ambassador, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys today. Oh, not Brad Michaels. So one of the things I want to talk about is orientation. I have been a freshman orientation leader for the past 2 years now, and in that time, I have experienced some of the most incredible memories I've ever had. The 3 key components of having a really great orientation leader is being a role model. You set the standard of what a Molloy student is. The second one is supporting your Molloy community, making sure everyone who comes on this campus knows that you are here for them. And finally, facilitating a positive environment, making sure people feel comfortable. It's something that Brian Michels will soon talk about, and it's something that I find to be very near and dear to my own heart. The second opportunity I want to talk about is my campus ministries mission trip to Appalachia. This trip has actually been going on for about 11 years now, and I had my first experience with it over the summer, and it was incredible. That boy over in the corner of the screen, his name is Joseph, and I want to give you a little background information on Joseph. He comes from an extremely impoverished area in West Virginia. He has never owned a book. He doesn't have a new pair of sneakers to his name. I tell everyone I'm going to cry talking about this. The first time meeting Joseph, he was wearing a pair of sneakers that had rips and holes and looked like they were about to fall apart. And he made a comment, because I was looking at them, he said, "You know, I found these on a telephone pole, and I cut them off because they fit." So yeah, a little emotional. But talking with Joseph, I really got to know him, and I understood what he holds near and dear to his own heart. I find that my theme. And our mission going to Appalachia is to carry out the 4 pillars, mainly, of course, service. Then community. We go out to the local communities and we ask them what we can do to help further our impact there. And we have our studies. I asked Joseph how he felt about school, and he said he hated school. So as a future teacher, I want to cry. I was like, "Why do you hate school?" And talking more about it with him, I realized it was because he wasn't being challenged correctly and appropriately. So we worked on a lot of basic skills. And finally, spirituality. Knowing that these students, their burdens are not theirs to carry, that there's something better out there. And I'm going to pass it on to Brian Michels.
Hello everyone, I'm Brian Michels. I am a sophomore accounting major here at Molloy. I'm also a member of the cross-country and track and field teams, much like Dean. I was actually named cross-country captain this past fall, so that was, I felt that was a pretty good achievement of mine. And I'm also a member of the liberal arts and business honors programs here at Molloy. So along with the aforementioned titles I have, I'm also a resident assistant on campus. So that means that I take, in Maria Regina Hall, I'm in charge of, say, 35 young men. I say in charge because a lot of them are bigger than me. They're kind of intimidating at times. But I try to, be there for them. And like Kat was saying, and like David said earlier, I try to just make sure that they get acclimated to college life. If they have questions, I like to think that I can give them answers. And if I don't have the answers, I will find someone who does, and I will direct them there. Because the worst thing is, you move to college, a lot of people are out of state, and they are already having trouble acclimating, and if you don't know where the Bursar office is, or what room Wilbur 22 is, it gets tough to adjust that way. So I like to think that I can at least help people that way. And then also another opportunity that Molloy has given me to hone some of my leadership skills was at the Salzburg Global Seminar. So this past summer, along with the Molloy Honors Program, I was able to travel to Salzburg, Austria, and actually stay at the palace that the Sound of Music was filmed at. And the hills were definitely alive there, and it was a lot of fun. And we were able to talk about how the world is becoming increasingly more interconnected through social, political, and economic means, and how it's important to know that you engage in a sort of cosmopolitan curriculum, because our actions affect everywhere around the world now, and with the rise of technology and everything. So I really appreciate the opportunities that Molloy has given me to hone my own leadership skills and apply them both globally as well as in Rockwell Center. So I'm going to pass things over now to Anne.
Thank you very much. Hi everyone, my name is Anne Collins. I am a sophomore nursing student here at Molloy. I am the programming coordinator of Molloy Student Government. I am a student ambassador, and I'm involved in many other things on campus. So I just want to talk about my educational experience here at Molloy. I think it's important for people to see the students' perspective of that. And with that being said, I just want to touch upon 3 things that I really think the nursing program excels in and prides themselves upon, and that I can personally attest to. So the first being the mastering of skills. And that honestly really does come down to the new Hagen Center for Nursing. To be able to go in there and have that availability and space to practice. So when you get into the clinical setting, it's not about the skill, it's about the patient. And that really opens up so many different learning opportunities in itself. The second being what we refer to as the thinking nurse. So the 3rd leading cause of death in the United States are medical errors. And the last line of defense between the patient and the healthcare team typically are the nurses. And so often, nursing can be written off as this profession of just following orders and, taking tasks. And that's not the case. And I can personally see it. I see it in myself and in my peers, that we're taught to be critically thinking and to shape our practice in that way, to question the doctor, to make sure that the correct judgment calls are being made to save lives. And the 3rd being nurses of compassion. And it is typically said that there is something different about a Molloy nurse, and it is hard to put your finger on it. And I think something we really do well here at Molloy is being taught with compassion. You can't be taught compassion, but you can be shaped in it. And I think that's what translates to our practice and shows the difference between a Molloy nurse and a nurse of any other program. So I'd like to pass it on to Melissa Gaida, who will be talking about internship opportunities.
Thank you, Anne. So as she said, my name is Melissa Gaida. I am a double major studying business management and marketing. I am a resident assistant in Fitzgerald Hall, as well as the residence life representative on Molloy Student Government. So I am also graduating in May, so I have been thinking and reflecting on my past 4 years, and I think about a conversation I had with my father when we were talking about what school, going to college, and he said, Melissa, you need to go to college so you can get a job. And I said, Dad, I need to go to college so I can have fun. Molloy has afforded me the opportunity to do both. So as I'm thinking about my experiences, I have learned a tremendous amount by these internship and work opportunities that I've received. Everything I've learned in the classroom has been increased tenfold by these out-of-classroom work experiences and opportunities. So I have interned at these companies below that are a little cut off, but in addition to that, I'm currently working at a local nonprofit, which is an amazing opportunity to be working for a cause that I'm extremely passionate about. And an exciting endeavor that we're able to take on this year is partnering this local nonprofit, Smile Farms, with Molloy College. So this year, 35 Molloy College business seniors are doing their nonprofit research project on Smile Farms. So it's been amazing to see how these 35 seniors have rallied behind the cause and joined forces with us to increase our footprint on Long Island and really rally behind this mission. So in addition to internships, I've had some amazing opportunities. I have been able to ring the opening bell at the NASDAQ. I was invited to speak at the 1-800-Flowers Board of Directors dinner, as well as attend many learning sessions and conferences in New York City, as well as on Long Island. But this has all really come full circle as I received the best opportunity when I got a call recently and was offered the job of my dreams upon graduation. And all of this has been made possible because of what Molloy has poured into me these past 4 years and how they have set me up for success in my future to come. So thank you guys.
So now I'd like to open the floor for any questions. No questions?
You have to wait 2 seconds.
I can tell you a story anytime. So I also want to talk about how the faculty and administration help support us in some of the events that we throw. Last year I was in the Business and Accounting Club, and we were doing some research. We said that we wanted to start a new chapter in Future Business Leaders of America. It's another organization. And while we were researching, we found out that that week there was a statewide competition. So any rational team would say, okay, let's start a new chapter and we'll practice for a year and then we'll go to the competition. Somehow we convinced our advisor and a plethora of teachers to drop everything and help us book a flight, start the organization, register for the conference, book a flight and hotel, all within 48 hours, and before you knew it, we were practicing our speech at midnight in an airport going to Oswego. And it ended up, all the Molloy students that ended up going placed first or second statewide, qualifying for the national competition. And that was all, yeah, that was incredible. And that was all due to the faculty administration dropping everything they had in order to support what we were trying to do, support our success. So, thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's close to Melissa. If I work with many organizations in Long Island, volunteer organizations, mostly philanthropy. So if we need some advice, if your group can help us with this, here is my card. And we'll go.
Melissa, explain how the business program does a senior seminar, maybe.
Sure.
Can you do that?
Definitely. So I'm a marketing and management major, so I'm in that specific capstone group. Other capstone groups operate differently, but our professor has a big heart for nonprofit. So as we are entering our senior year and we're about to graduate, she wants to ensure that we know what a business needs and how we can be an asset to a company and a lot of real life skills like that. So she has set up this program where we are partnering with organizations to be an asset to them, and what do they need that we can provide them, and how can we enhance what they're doing. And in order to fulfill the service aspect of who we are as a Molloy community, she has said, let's only do this for nonprofits. Let's make sure we are enhancing nonprofits before we are enhancing for-profit companies in our local community. So absolutely, they're always looking for new organizations to partner with and for these capstone students to spend their time with and enhance efforts.
And the MBA students serve as a consulting team
Yes.
for nonprofits or government entities that don't really have the dollars for consultants, so we work with so many, and I've been to some of the presentations. So if you want, we can invite you to some of the presentations because it's just phenomenal the work that our students do. And it's real practical, valuable work, whether it's helping them look at how they're going to be able to communicate through social media, to be able to get volunteers. It's very practical, but they form a consulting team. I think it's a good example of the mission applied to curriculum.
I've been to many of those presentations, and they're just awesome. They're very concise. They're well presented. They're very concise. They're very professional. There's feedback in between the business or the not-for-profit and the kids.
I would just like to add that I am going to be the recipient of this wonderful program because, as some of you may know, I've been going down to Guatemala for the last dozen years, and I help a couple of schools and clinics down there. And we each individual does fundraising. And you haven't heard this from me, but we're taking money down on our person because we're not a 501c3. We used to go down with a Claretian priest who has since died.
Turn your recording machine off.
And since he passed away, we can't funnel any of the things that we collect through the Claretian missionaries. So we've been talking about for a few years, we really should become a 501c3, but the 5 of us that really spearhead this project all work full-time, and none of us have any business acumen. I have no business acumen. And I actually approached the dean Maureen at Mackenzie and asked her if she where could she guide me? And she said, we're going to do it for you. So I will be at the presentation next Tuesday, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Amazing. That's extremely exciting, and that's exactly what we're looking to do. And the value that adds to us as seniors is so tremendous, but it also adds so much value to the recipients and the organizations that we're working with. David is in this class right now with me, and David is, recreating an entire website, which usually should take $100,000 and months of work, and David is recreating it, for this organization in several months' time. So it's just tangible added value that these students are providing.
Okay, thank you very much. You obviously are all very involved in campus life, and we appreciate the fact that you're contributing to the culture at Molloy among students. So thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Minutes?
Yes, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes of the November meeting?